All right, update on the Bronco project. Just got off a chat with a cool guy named Ben K at Jegs, which was where I got the Fitech EFI system for this. And I was having a no-start condition. And he helped me diagnose it and figure out what's going on, what the problem was. And let me just give you a little background. This is the EFI system I have. And it's the 30,002 model. And I'm setting it up to run my distributor. So this thing, the ECU built inside of this thing, can run your distributor for you. So I got a 2-wire distributor from Jegs. Plug that up, set in the controller, and it doesn't tell you some instructions, but you got to go in the instruction in the settings here, and let's see if I can show you that. Go to engine setup. It's not under ignition, strangely. Go EFI, ignition, engine setup, and I don't have it turned on right now, so it's not going to read it. But at the very bottom of that list, there'll be an option for coil, tack, and you want to set that to VR coil. And that is what tells the ECU to send a signal to your tack so that it can control the timing for you. And that's what I want. I want this thing clean under here. I'm going to completely wire this entire project from scratch. There won't be any factory wiring harness at all left when I'm done. I'm going to rewire everything from scratch. And I just want it to be clean and fresh. Everything in the dash is all going to be new. I'm stripping everything factory, and I just want to build the truck my way and not have any garbage in there or 40-year-old wiring that I won't be able to depend on. This is an 83. It was built in 83, so it's probably an 84 model year Bronco 2. And so let's see. Yeah, let's go ahead and just fire this thing up real quick. I just got it kind of rigged up right now. And here's my start switch. So we're gonna have to play with that timing. I don't know where the timing is yet. This is all pretty raw. I like that sound. It's smoking up my shop in here. Anyway, I wanted to just give you guys an update on where the Bronco project is. Got a lot of body work yet to do. If you're not up to speed on this is basically what I'm doing is I'm making a tribute build to the new Bronco, and I'm using one of these old Broncos as a starting point. So it's going to be a lot of body work, reworking a lot of the body, so that when I'm done, it might take, for the uninitiated might see this truck and say, oh, there's one of those new Broncos. And I mean, I'm going to go that far with it. Some of the things that I'm probably not going to change is this style line in the body. You can see I've removed this lower style line. That's gone away. And I probably won't change the window rake, because the new ones are much more vertical like the originals. So that'll be one of those cues. And of course, if you parked it right next to another one, it would become pretty obvious pretty quick. So the whole top's going to go away, and it's going to get a rack top and a removable hard top, full 6-point roll cage. The interior is all going to be a construct of 3D prints that I'm going to use to mimic the interior of the new one, including all of the tech that the new ones have. Tech guy, I love the tech stuff. It's going to have the touch screens and the 360 camera systems, and you name it. Yeah, and the front grille. Maybe in my next video, hopefully I can get you some renderings of what you're going to see. But I'm going to be 3D printing the front end, or at least a mold, which I can pull the front grille from. And I'm thinking I can, maybe if I can build a good enough mold, maybe I can pull more, maybe get these things out for other people who are interested in putting the new modern grille on an old Bronco too. And what that'll give you is, I'm designing the grille so that when you put it on this truck, it'll fit all the original sheet metal basically, even though I'm heavily customizing the body on this one. So just a little background there. Haven't got any plans for the taillights yet. They're you know, the way they're coped into the body on this is different from the new one, so I'll probably rework that and 3D print taillights and all that as well. Here's some of the suspension, and for my man Ben K, let me give you a rundown on the suspension. So we put in trailing arms, and what you got here, these are 120 inch-pound stock front coils off of one of these Bronco 2s or a Ranger. So they're set up at a certain point that mathematically will work out to give you 20 inches of travel. It's actually about 24 inches of travel, but I'm bumping and strapping this all at about 20. So, you know, same with the front end. You can get somewhere about 21, 22. Again, I'm going to bump and strap that at about 20 inches just to keep everything under control. And I'm running the Dana 44 TTB front end off a full-size Bronco. And I got a bill of steering set for it right now. You can see I just got the stock full-size Bronco stuff stuck under there and bolted in, but I have yet to build. It's going to have crossover swing set steering for full whoop control. You know what I'm saying? Because this crap will bump steer like nobody's business. Full-size swing arm or sway bar. Making up some links. Just got those tacked until I can test them out and make sure everything's good there. Straps and just hard bumps right now. I think these are YJ coils, and I want to say they're either 4 or 6 inches lift coils off of YJ. I'll check that, and if I remember to do it before I post the video, I'll put it in the comments down below, or just under the video in the description. Custom perches. I build these always adjustable. I have some finishing to do on those, but that allows you to kind of do your final tune for your ride height and camber settings. And of course, with these front ends, you can always do some camber tuning right here in the upper ball joint. Let's see. Got to hook up fans, radiators. I'm putting AC into this. All the modern amenities. And yeah, pretty stoked. Thing ran tonight. It looks like I've got a rear main seal leak. I think I'm gonna have to pull the motor back out again. All that oil on the floor is just for me priming the oil pump, and I didn't have the plug in. Did I kill it, or did I just flip the camera out? I didn't know I could do that. All right, so I guess we're still live here. All right, and then it's a 9-inch rear end. I've got a 2-inch full exhaust on this, full dual exhaust, running all the way through with an X pipe up there by the collector. And right now I've got Borla 2.5-inch Pro XS mufflers. I love the sound they make. And some resonator tips just to make sure she's, make sure she'll behave. 19-gallon fuel tank. I think I've talked about that before. Still got to hook up the, gonna do something like this. I can always change this later, but for now I'm just going to stick this guy right in the side of the truck and call it good. It's not a bad looking thing, but it's a little smaller than I thought. I ordered that off of either Amazon or eBay or something. And you can see in my hand how big that is. So it's either that or custom build in a door and all the stuff that goes along with that. Not interested in doing that right now. You can see where the shocks come up into the wheel wells, and of course these wheel wells are, I had to tub this rear end out, moving back the wheelbase or the wheel, the rear axle to get the wheelbase that I wanted. That matches, basically the new truck, and I call it fixing Ford's mistake. I've never liked the shorter wheelbases. They're great on a trail, but when you're driving down the road, you'd rather have the extra stability, and also for running high speed on the dunes, which is really what I'm building this thing for. I'm building it, multi-purpose. I want to be able to do rocks, but as you can see, these here, when you're doing rocks, they'll lose a lot of paint. I gotta build a skid plate under there. Let me try to give you a better eye view of all the suspension down here. This light will help or hurt. This is a 4-link system. There is triangulated links tucked up under there. Hopefully that's showing up because I'm just sticking the camera under there. And then there's the links cut, or the radius arms are cut, plated, and extended with heim joints at the back. Debated going back and forth. I've done this different ways, heim joints and rubber mounted. You can get those kind of those joints that actually have rubber in them but still flex like a heim joint and stuff. You know, just to take the clunkiness and isolate the road noise and all that kind of stuff, because I do want this thing to have the manners of a modern vehicle, and I don't want it to be noisy, and I want it to be, I want to have squeaks and clunks and rattles like you would get out of most of your pre-runners and trophy trucks. Where, you know, I want to make this thing a daily driver, so I want it to be nice and quiet. I want to be able to listen to my sound system, which I'm just getting ready to start ordering stuff for the interior. It's going to have a 10-inch center display, and I'm still going back and forth on what I'm going to do for my instrument cluster. The new Bronco has left justified an analog speedometer, and then the rest is digital. Now, I don't really care for the way they laid out what's on their digital cluster, and currently you can't change it much, but I'm thinking maybe I put like a, you know, a screen in there and maybe hook it up to an Arduino or Raspberry Pi. Then I can actually make my interface look like any way I want, but that's quite a project just in itself. And from everywhere I've seen anybody try to do that so far, the boot up times are really slow on them. And I do have some other digital gauge, like build it yourself kits from some of my other car builds that I might just stick in here, at least to get started. And then there's always the option of just sticking an iPad in there and putting a speedometer app up on it. But I do have a hardwired cable speedometer set up, and I could just repurpose this gauge. And, you know, 3D print something that looks different. Yeah, I got a lot of work to do. All this is coming out, every bit of it. And then I'll put the roll cage in and then start building it all back in from that. Rubber floors. I've got 2 or 3 coats in here. Don't mind all this, what looks like rust. It's just some grinding dust that got dumped in there from me doing body work, and then it got rained on out my driveway. So that'll wash right out. I'm going to put another coat in. And I'd like to see, this is Herculiner. I like the stuff. Easy to apply. I didn't quite do it right the very first coat I did of it, but I got, I think, 4 coats on the underside. I don't know if we can actually see any of that under there. Let me try. Get you a view under there. Yeah, you can see that. So everything underneath is coated. And then I just want all the interior to be washed down. And, you know, I'm going to 3D print some twist lock plugs that you can pop out on all the factory drain holes. It's another feature that they have on the new one. I think it's an option. But, yeah, I can't wait to get this thing out on the road, which I just got to get the transmission filled with fluid and the brake system hooked up. Man, I can go out and test drive this. So stay tuned for that. Sorry for the really bad videotaping here, or whatever you want to call it. I'm just walking around holding my phone in my hand. So hope you guys appreciate what I'm putting out here. I will you know, try to keep posting updates on this build. And you guys don't want to see my ugly mug, you want to see the truck, right? Stay tuned. Unfortunately, it's Sunday, so gotta go to work tomorrow, so this project will get put back on hold. I'll start chipping away on it throughout the week, and then by next weekend I should be able to get the thing out and drive around. And then I'll get you some video of it in action. We can actually start testing out the suspension. We'll go get some air underneath the axles and see how she behaves and see what kind of tuning we have to do from there. Which, with this setup, there's not a whole lot of tuning you can do, because these are just simple setups. You know, these aren't coilovers and bypasses and all that. But hey, it's a real cheap way to get a truck that can kind of do everything for you and still be able to drive it down the road. So thanks for watching. And let me know down below if there's any specific details you want to know. Just ask me, and I'll try to put them in my next videos. And I'll try to comment when I can. So, thanks for watching. See ya.